ultimately.
Well, let me ask you this. During the compromise, through the chair to Mr. Holt, what were the concerns raised when you reached the compromise? Was there a vote, or that was just something that you negotiated with the developers?
Well, I think what I did was to go back to the developers and say, look, the neighbors are willing to work with you to get behind you on this.
Mr. Holt, no, my question was, when this compromise was reached, were you all in a room or a library or something? How was the compromise reached?
I think shortly after it was defeated in CPAC, the developers made the call and called me up and said, after careful consideration, we've decided to eliminate the Alta access.
Okay, and so it was more or less a verbal thing, because that's why I asked who was in the negotiations, and you said there were people from the neighborhood, but that is not true. Am I correct?
No, they didn't. We weren't all in a room when he announced it. He told me, and then I told the neighbors. You wanted to ask one of these people with their hands raised, they might answer.
The reason we've not been able to get a consensus to Mr. Holt is we can't get a message to Mr. Holt. Since the Planning Commission meeting, we've tried numerous times to reach him, and he shared that he's not speaking to anybody about the issue.
Well, I would have to ask Mr. Holt, did you state through the chair to any residents that you were not willing to talk to anybody anymore? Is that true?
No, probably what was said was that I can't make a commitment because this is a quasi-judicial matter, so I can't come out and say whether I'm for or against anything.
Well, through the chair to legal, aren't city council members allowed to talk to their constituents, be ye quasi-judicial or not? I mean, aren't you allowed to talk to people?
Yes, you are. However, it's my understanding that Mr. Holt believes the communication may have been misunderstood in that he was communicating that he can't take a position on the quasi-judicial.
That I guess my concern is, I just want to make sure that people have been given adequate information and an opportunity to express themselves, and that's why I'm just asking you these questions. I want to make sure my conscience is clear when I take a vote that things have been fairly, done,
Right,
and that's why I'm questioning. I understand that he said he was satisfied, but the people weren't talked to, and that's what's disturbing to me. But did you meet with the planning department maybe to have this discussion, in as much as you did not get an opportunity to discuss that phase with your constituency?
Thank you so much for pointing that out.
I've said to Mr. Holt, I came here to support this because a compromise was made. But after the people said that they had not talked to Mr. Holt, and our attorney explained, Mr. Corrigan, that Mr. Holt, because of the quasi-judicial thing, then that's when I got involved, and that's the truth. I think that I'm a team player, whatever that is supposed to mean. I'm not here against Mr. Ingram. I have been a friend to the builders and the developers and everybody else in this city. I wouldn't have asked one question had Mr. Holt said he had met and talked to the people.